Welcome back to the Deep Dive. I'm Taylor. Really glad you could join us for another session. This is our special series for English learners. So if you're just starting out, or maybe you just want a really clear review, you are definitely in the right place.
Hi, everyone. I'm Alex. Great to be back, Taylor. In our last couple of deep dives, we really, set the stage. We looked at chapters 1 and 2 from the New York second edition course book, covered the verb to be, introductions, those really handy prepositions in, on, at.
Yeah, those are crucial.
Definitely. And WH questions, too, the ones that get conversations started.
Absolutely, Alex. Those first chapters gave us the basic tools, the building blocks to talk about ourselves, where we are, ask those first key questions. And today we're taking those blocks and, building something bigger. We're focusing on chapter 3 of the same book.
That's right.
We're going to unpack the simple present tense first, and then we'll get into object pronouns. These are honestly fantastic tools for talking about your everyday life, your habits, routines, and also for being really clear about who's doing what to whom.
Mm-hmm. And don't worry, we promise, like always, we'll keep the explanations in easy English, use basic words, make it super clear for all you beginners listening. You'll be expressing yourself even more naturally by the end of this.
Yeah, definitely. And just a quick heads up, our next deep dive, we'll move on to chapter 4. But for today, let's really dig into chapter 3 and make these ideas stick.
Okay, sounds good. Let's kick things off with the simple present tense. Alex, so this is the tense I use if I'm talking about something I do all the time or just a general fact, right?
Exactly.
No?
You nailed it, Taylor. The simple present is like your go-to, your workhorse tense for anything regular. Habits, routines, things that are generally true, like facts. So if you say, I drink coffee every morning, that's a habit.
Right.
Or the sun rises every day. That's just true.
Okay.
General truth. It's about how things usually are,
Yeah.
Not necessarily right this second. Okay, that makes total sense. It's about the pattern. Now, I know one thing learners pick up on pretty quickly is that the verb sometimes changes. Depending on who we're talking about, can you walk us through those two main forms?
Sure thing. This is really key for sounding natural. So for pronouns like I, we, you, and they, you just use the basic verb, the base form. No changes. Like the book says, I play with my mother every day. Simple. Play.
Gotcha. Base form.
But, and this is the important bit for he, she, and it, you usually add an S to the verb. So talking about your friend, he plays the guitar. See, play becomes plays. It seems small, that is, but it really signals you're talking about one other person or thing. Makes you sound more accurate.
The famous is. Yeah, small letter, big difference in sounding, more fluent. Okay, so that's for things that do happen. What about negatives? Like if I want to say someone doesn't do something regularly, how do we make those negative sentences?
Good question. Yeah, for negatives, we need some helper words. We use don't, that's do not, for I, we, you, and they. And we use doesn't, does not, for he, she, and it. And here's the trick. The main verb goes back to the base form. No S.
Oh, right, because the doesn't already has the S idea in it, sort of.
Exactly. So our examples become, I don't play with my mother every day. And he doesn't play the guitar. Notice it's play, not plays, after doesn't.
Okay. Don't play, doesn't play. That makes sense. It's a common spot for errors at first, I bet.
It can be, yeah, but practice helps it become automatic. It's just more efficient, really.
Efficiency, right. So we can make statements positive and negative. What about asking questions? How do we ask about routines or facts using this tense?
Okay, for questions, we use those same helper words, do and does, but usually at the beginning. So do for I, we, you, they. Does for he, she, it. And again, the main verb, base form.
Always the base form in questions and negatives with dodos.
Yeah.
Got it.
Right. So you could ask, what do you do? Or where do they live? When do you start work? And for he, she, it, what does he do? Where does she live? When does it eat? Yeah. These little words, do and does, they're like keys to unlock information about people's regular lives.
And the book does a great job showing this in action, Alex, that daily routine section. Reading comprehension 06, I think. That really shows how it all fits together, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely. That section is perfect. It puts it all in context. You see Jane's day. She wakes up, brushes her teeth, goes jogging, she leaves for work. It's all simple present action after action in her routine.
Right, just describing her typical morning.
Exactly. And then there's Harry's week. On Mondays, he goes to work and plays soccer. On Fridays, he has dinner with his family. It's not just abstract grammar. It's like a template for talking about anyone's schedule.
Yeah, it makes it feel really practical.
It does. What's great is how quickly you see, oh, I can use this for my life too. Sure. So for you listening now, pause and think for a sec. What's your daily routine? What do you do every morning? What about weekends? Try saying a sentence two out loud.
Good challenge. I always find describing someone else's routine first helps it click. Like in that other reading, the early morning show interview, reading '07, with Maverick the singer, the interviewer just asks him question after question about his life.
That's another great one.
Yeah, like, what kind of music do you sing? Who are your favorite musicians? Well, okay, that one's to be, but then what kind of books do you read? Where do you go for inspiration? What do you do for fun? What sports do you play? So it's all do you, asking about his regular life, his preferences, not just this exact minute.
Exactly. It's how you learn about someone's habits and interests.
Yeah.
And actually, that leads us really nicely into our second topic for today, object pronouns. Because when you do these actions, sing, read, play, go, often there's something or someone receiving that action.
Ah, right. So we know subject pronouns I, you, he, she, it, we. They tell us who does the action. Object pronouns then. They tell us who or what receives it. Is that the idea? Like, when do I use me and not I? That trips people up sometimes.
Precisely, Taylor. That's the core difference.
Oh.
The object pronouns are me, him, her, it, us, you, and them. And the big rule, the thing that makes them easy to spot, is they almost always come after the verb. Or sometimes after a preposition like to or for or with.
After the verb, okay.
So you say, I like her, not I like she, or she talks to me, not she talks to I. Getting these little words right makes a huge difference in sounding natural and fluent. Avoids repeating nouns, too.
Okay, yeah, I can see how that simplifies things, makes it less repetitive. The book had that practice, Who Loves Whom. Practice '04, it showed Owen loves Chloe becomes he loves her because Chloe is receiving the love.
Exactly. Her replaces Chloe.
Or the monkey eats bananas becomes the monkey eats them.
Perfect. Them replaces bananas, so the thing being eaten.
Right. And what about that other practice? Practice '05, I think. When does she give you a ride? The answer could be she gives me a ride. Or she gives us a ride.
Me or us are the ones receiving the ride. You see how it works. It clarifies who the action is directed towards. I talk to him. She waits for them.
Gotcha. It really does clarify things. So for everyone listening, think about something you eat often. Maybe pizza. Instead of I eat pizza every week, how could you say it with an object pronoun?
You'd say, I eat it every week.
Exactly. Or maybe you call your parents every Sunday. Instead of I call my parents.
You'd say, I call them every Sunday.
Perfect. See, it makes the sentences flow better.
It really does. And the more you use them, the more it just feels right. Becomes second nature.
Okay, so we've got simple present for routines and facts and object pronouns for the receiver of the action. How do they really work together in like normal everyday chat? That's the goal, isn't it?
Totally. They're partners in crime, really. They work hand in hand all the time. And the book guides you towards this in the It's Up to You section in Chapter 3. It asks you to describe people you know, friends, teachers, family.
Oh, yeah, I remember that part.
And to do that well, you naturally need both. You might say, my best friend works downtown. That's simple present. Then you add, I meet him for lunch sometimes. Object pronoun.
Right, connecting the fact about him with your interaction.
Exactly. Or, my teacher explains things clearly. Simple present. I ask her questions after class. Object pronoun. See, these aren't just grammar drills. They're literally how you talk about the people in your life.
That's a really good way to put it, Alex. It's about real communication. Okay, listener challenge time again. Think about someone you know well. Try to make 2 sentences. First, describe something they regularly do. Simple present. Second, describe an interaction you have with them using an object pronoun. Like, my sister loves movies. I sometimes go with her to the cinema. Try it.
Great example. The more you practice combining them, the smoother your English gets. And speaking of smooth English, understanding is just as important as speaking.
Oh, absolutely. Which brings us to pronunciation and listening. The say what and listening parts of Chapter 3. Don't skip those.
So important.
Yeah, they really help you tune your ear to those tricky little sound differences, like say versus says, or go and goes.
That final says sound, yeah.
Exactly. Hearing those differences clearly helps you understand people better, and just as importantly, it helps you pronounce things correctly so others understand you. It's a two-way street.
Definitely. Good listening leads to better speaking.
Okay, so let's wrap this up a bit. What's the big takeaway here? Today in this deep dive, we really focused on 2 fundamental tools for your English toolkit. First, the simple present tense. That's your key for talking about habits, routines, facts, the regular stuff in life.
The foundation.
And second, object pronouns, me, him, her, it, us, you, them. which make your communication way clearer and more efficient by showing who receives the action. These are seriously important building blocks for expressing yourself well in English.
Couldn't agree more, Taylor. They really are essential. So, now that you've got these tools, here's a final thought, maybe a challenge for you. Try to map out your whole week using simple present and object pronouns. Think. What do you do on Monday? Who do you talk to? What do you eat? Who helps you? Go through Tuesday, Wednesday, all the way to the weekend. Even if you just do it in your head, practice building that narrative. Describe your week to yourself.
Ooh, I like that, like building a mental movie of your week using the grammar.
Exactly. The more you play with it in your mind, the easier it will flow when you actually speak.
Fantastic advice. Well, that's about all the time we have for today's deep dive. Thank you so much for tuning in and exploring Chapter 3 with us. Keep practicing, keep using the language.
Yeah, keep it up.
We'll be back soon to dive into Chapter 4. Until then, from both of us, happy learning.